We extended a letter to NSITF inviting you for an interactive section. And the essence of interactive section, like I said yesterday, is to know ourselves, know what we do, know where we do, know how we do. And at the same time, to know why we should do certain things the way we do it. I think the interactive section from your side is to know what you are doing, how you are doing, and where you are doing such. That should leave the platform open for you to react to that so that we can as well run the system going. Thank you.
NSITF, as it suffices, means Nigerian Social Insurance Fund, Trust Fund. NSITF was established by an act of 17th December 2010, which repealed the workman's compensation. Right. Principally, the act or the enabling law confers on the fund, right, to receive 1% of total personnel emoluments of both public and private institutions operating within the confines of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, to confirm the 1%. In the event they are not allowed to peruse the personnel emolument with request for the audited account of such organizations, annual audited account, because it will reflect on the personnel expenditure or personnel emolument expenditure each year. And this contribution is each year, right? We asked our medical practitioners to measure, to examine, and then we order apostles and then fix them for them, free of charge, provided they are contributing. So these are part also of what we do in the fund, what we do with the contributory fund, and we are trying to strategize so that we do more on what we are doing. Honorable Chairman and honorable members, the Secretariat, the General Manager of Actuarial Services will brief you on the ECS, that's Employment Compensation, the futures and the benefits of what we do, so that you can acquaint yourselves more and ask any question you didn't fit, so that we can answer. May I seek the permission of the Honorable Chairman to request the General Manager to make a briefing. It's just a briefing. It won't be long. Like that, the General Manager is charged. I just try to give you the overall functions of the fund.
NSITF is a social security organization, and we operate what we call ECS. The objective of the scheme is to provide compensation to employers or to their dependents due to death, injury, or disease sustained in the course of work or immediately after work. The ECA, the objective of ECA is provided under Section 1 of the Act, that is 2010, ECA 2010, and it comprises some of the following benefits. Some of the features include as I'm talking to you right now, there's a family that is enjoying 1.5 million monthly. We pay them 1.5 monthly, and we continue paying them until the last born of the house attains the age of 21, or he has graduated from the university, or the widow got married. We stop paying that amount. It is also it provides succor to the dependent of employees who die at workplace in the course of work. That's what I said. Reduce personal and physical emotional suffering of employees and their relatives. We also provide rehabilitation we fill the missing gap of disabled workers whose post-work benefit is guaranteed under the pension scheme. Pension covers an employer that has retired, but ECA covers when he was in active service. The prescribed insurance policy under Pension Reform Act covers only death benefits and not work injuries. Cause of injury or who is at fault is not relevant, being a no fault. Compared to our commercial insurance companies, we don't look at who is at fault when injury occurs. We pay, provided it occurs in the course of your work. We will not follow all those due process of who is at fault, who caused the injury, and so on and so forth. That's why it is called a no-fault scheme. And as I said earlier, short-term and long-term follow-up and rehabilitation. We provide, for those that have permanent disability, we provide artificial limbs, if it is loss of limbs, and so on and so forth. We also rehabilitate. We are in talks with hospitals where we'll be rehabilitating some of these. NSITF is mandated to it's not regulated, by the Nigerian Insurance Commission. As I said, it is a social security organization paying the medical bills of the injured employee. NSITF will take care of that. That will relieve the burden out of the employer. Assist to maintain payment of compensation, whether they are liquids or not, provided the employer is registered with us, whether it's liquid, whether it's in business or not. If the employee got injured, we pay. So it's sustained, most of the time it's sustained the harmonious relationship between the employer and the employee. Number two, we fill the missing gap in employees' welfare when on active service. Noting that Pension Reform Act 2014 covers post-work benefit. That is, pension only covers for those that are retired, while our act covers when he was on active service. Give force to welfare provision of the Constitution in Chapter 2, and it is intended with the federal government transformation agenda. So it's a welfare provision 2, which is intended with the provision of the Constitution under Chapter 22. I mean, under Chapter 2. Then, globally, this also lifted our favorable spin-off effect on economy. On the economy in the form of employment generation, industrial harmony, healthy workforce, and high productivity. As I said earlier, this creates industrial harmony between the employee and the employer, knowing fully that if you got injured, you'll be compensated by NSITF, by the Act 2010. These are some of the benefits to the stakeholders. The stakeholders, as I said, are the government, the employee, the employer, and the citizen. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, Mr. You see, like I said earlier, the House of Representatives or National Assembly is a procedural institution. First and foremost, we are guided by laws. And we have a section of the law of the Constitution, which if you check the letter we sent to you, you will see certain sections we quoted. We have a self-regulatory mechanism in the way of standing orders and the rule book. That is what helps us to self-regulate our activities in this place. And I know quite well that if I may refer you to Order 55, where the Committee on Insurance and Actuarial Matters is highly displayed. You find out, if I may read, that it says there shall be a committee to be known as Committee on Insurance and Actuarial Matters. Of not more than 30 members considered at the commencement of the life of the House, which is what is gazetted. By the time you heard that we have been inaugurated and things like that, it's been gazetted that yes, the committee has been established. The committee jurisdiction shall cover 1, insurance matters. That gives us the latitude that anything that has to do with insurance, we must look into it. And if we're looking into things that have to do with insurance, 1 is anything that has risk transfer mechanism. Secondly, anything that has actuarial definition in any matter. These are things that has to do with insurance. So why I'm saying this is on the backdrop of the fact or the statement that NICOM does not supervise you people. If I go further to read here, it says oversight of insurance companies that cover on government property, insurance diligence and adequate insurance policies, covering all federal government properties and agencies, including but not limited to CBN, FIRS, NMPC, etc. Which means it's not a NICOM factor alone. It cuts across board, all the ministries. It's just like what you have in the people that are in charge of civil servants, head of service. When they undertake some of the actuarial insurance businesses and other insurance activities, it falls within the confines of our supervision to look into all those insurance businesses. Then, if I drive it further, it now says, if at all that we're mentioning something like no-fault scheme, and these are just an aspect of an insurance practice. There are so many other insurance practices we can that is embedded into an insurance industry. The no fault is just an extension of a cover, and a cover is a statement. That's a word that you can only find predominantly in an insurance company or an insurance industry. So wherever cover comes, because I can see from your, why I'm making reference to here is because this is a document. That's why we always request, like when my colleague made the demand on you people that you have to send us something to show the excuse which you offered for the MD's absence today. So we rely so much on document because it's a procedural institution that even after tomorrow, we can send this thing in and say, look at the position of this and look at what our position is. Now, if I go through your document, it says the employee compensation, for instance, it says NSITF mandate, the Employee Compensation Act, ECA, mandates the Nigerian Insurance Trust Fund, NSITF, to provide social security insurance service to Nigerians with special emphasis on employee compensation scheme. The operational word there, the operational word in your statement here is insurance. If you remove social security services, it makes no meaning of your function at all. The operational word that will make meaning in what you are doing is insurance. Because when you have social security like what we have outside this country, like US or whatever, they pay both those people that are working and people that are not working. But your function, because the premium comes, is a derivative from the activities they carry out in those agencies or companies or wherever they are working. Then they bring that 1% or whatever money they pay. That is what you now use as their premium to carry out this insurance, because it's a pool of fund. If you don't have that pool of fund, you will not practice, you will not function. If you now say, okay, government, don't even rely on anything, don't even give us anything like the social security services they have outside this country, it then means that you will not function. So what is making you function to compensate or to cover or to take the claim is because there is a fund that is being contributed by those people that are working, because you clearly stated it here. So the operational fund here is insurance. Why I'm saying this is that this falls within the purview of what we are doing, because we are not restricted within the NICOM alone. We must know this money that you are collecting from Nigerians, because it's not like people that are on the street that are not doing any job. You are not taking the compensation, they are not coming for any claim, because they are not contributing anything. And any worker that is not contributing anything, directly or indirectly, will not come for any claim. But that is why it is mandatory that you must pay this, because that injuries and other things, death could occur in course of their businesses with their agencies. Like further you now mention that solvent compensation fund, insurance fund, is for reason of flexibility. Why is it solvent? Is that you are keeping it so that in case of anything, you don't even need to rush, say, where is that money? That money is not there yet. So it gives some sense of flexibility. And that is why the insurance committee is finding out, come, this money you are collecting, I'm sure you are not keeping it somewhere that it is not going to be solvent. I'm sure you are not keeping this money where when people that are being insured, when they now request for this, they say, oh, no, it's not there again. Because we have court and petition on our before us, where certain funds that have been pulled together have been used for some other things. And when the compensation and claim time comes, it is not available. So these are the reasons why. Then in furtherance to your presentation, it says, that is where it says provides cover. These are main feature of this. It says provides cover. I've mentioned that cover. It's a statement, it's a noun that is predominantly used in insurance parlance. Then it said minimize personal financial loss, because if you don't carry out an insurance protection or cover, when anything happens, if I don't insure what I love, if I don't insure this, if anything happens, it will go, or I pay 100% whatever. But if I have that little money that I keep paying, directly or indirectly, at the end of it, if there's any situation that warrants compensation, I will now come and tell you, because there's a pool of funds already. So it will minimize that I may not have all the funds to take 100% cutter of my claim at the time I'm not insured, as against the money that you have been contributing in that pool of funds that other people will use so as to take care of my situation. So, like you mentioned, no fault scheme in one of the main features. Just a cover, an aspect of the cover in an insurance practice. We have some other covers, we have some other aspects in the cover. But this is just one arm of it. When the other people say no premium, no this, it's just an opposite of this, because this one suits the model which you are using to carry out the insurance activity, while the other one is now to compel them to make sure, come, if you don't do this, we are not going to do that, to compel them to cover their own insurance activities as well. So having said that, I want to say, if I allow my colleagues, that one, the NSITF is modeled for people to pay premium, because wherever, whether you pay it directly or being deducted in the system, is because of your sweat. That's what it's like. Because ordinarily, knowing fully well that in an industry, that if you don't pay, the hazard, the chances of you being affected, either industrial accidents or in one way or the other, is very high. And some people may not even want to pay. If you allow them to go home, whenever there is problem, come and pay. They will not pay. But government has to deduct that money to make sure that you are compelled. In case you have any problem, please compensate them for anything. So, I have mentioned earlier that social security, like what we have outside there, is for everybody. Whether you are not working or you are not working, government will take care of you. It's just like NHIS, Nigerian Health Insurance Scheme. They are not being covered. NDIC. NDIC is an extension, the insurance component of the banks, trying to protect the funds of the depositors. We're oversighting them. The National Health Insurance Scheme, we're oversighting them because it's an extension of the health insurance scheme. They do not fall within the purview of the NICOM. So all we do is, wherever there is an extension of insurance component, we must find out what is happening there, so that Nigerians who directly or indirectly are now making contribution will not be shortchanged. And we must find out, where is the money? How did you do the money? If you are doing it for the right thing to compensate the insurance, whatever, all good and fine. We will drive along with you. But where there is anything that is inconsistent with the policies and the rules and the laws guiding the insurance practice within that area, we frown at it and tell you,
we are not hearing it outside. We need to know the percentage of the sources of those compensations so that it can attract people. There are some big organizations that are not participating in this scheme because they don't believe in the scheme. It is what we do that will make them to believe. So maybe later on, we will need to know the performance level, the success level, what we have achieved in compensation. And we are not, nobody is interested in investing money in this and this and this, so you get interest. It doesn't matter. But how will our people, how does this thing affect them? It's not to say that you have 17 billion or 30 billion. It's not the place of where you accumulate funds. It's a place where you look at where to assist people in terms of challenges in their workplace. So we need to know all those things later on. Chairman, I think the other thing I want to say before I leave, sir. We have allowed this thing to go on. The chairman said he's very happy that at least we have competent people that are attending to us. But me, I am not happy. The reason that if the MD is not here, pardonable. But where are the other ADs? Yesterday I was in the healthcare committee. The minister was there. All the heads of institutions in this country, all of them were out there. The heads. We are not supposed to be talking to the MD, the DG or no of a department. If you're talking to the investment department, we should talk to the ED. If the MD is not here or the head is not here, those characters to be here. So next time, if we call on people, let people who hold responsibility to this thing come up here. You can't know more than your boss. And it's your boss who can question and ask to do. Tomorrow, when you get to the office now, you now report to him. No. He is supposed to tell you what to do, what he brought from here, and tell you what to do. So next time, sir, we need to avoid it. Thank you.
I wanted to understand, you said something about a video you're paying 1.5 million. If that person happens to get married, then automatically you stop paying. In some cases, if someone gets married to another person, the fiance is not the one that has those children, involved children, so it doesn't take care of the children. So you need them to do what exactly? You say you want a man gets married with children, not enjoy the benefits of the ECS anymore. Thank you.
I'm very happy and satisfactory with all this. So on behalf of the entire committee, I want to thank you. But still I want to say that having gone through this step of interaction. The ED, you do us a great favor by relaying everything we have said to the board and the MD, because we are sending you a letter requesting one or two information from you, which we would like you to respond within a time frame, because we have a whole lot in our hand. But having a whole lot in our hand does not in any way stop us from doing the needful. We have competent hands, we have good consultants, we have members that are very deep in insurance and other activities. So I want to thank you and say by the time you go back, God will guide you back to your different destination. That our prayer will be that Nigeria will be a better place than where we are today. And I'll still reiterate once again, please, as soon as you get our demands on you, information, please try your best possible to respond as quickly, because I know with these competent hands that are here, it wouldn't be a much difficult thing to get us all the necessary information we need. So I want to thank all of you and say you go back and we'll keep talking. Thank you so much.